Heels Podcast. One handsome devil. Your host, Jack Purcell. Scissor me, daddy ass. Louis Perry, here comes. Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell. Faces and Heels Podcast.
Welcome to the Faces and Heels Podcast. You know Louis Perry and me, Jack Purcell, as straight shooters, but tonight we've got the Silver Sniper TJ Crawford as our special guest.
The Sniper returns. Jack, I'm not going to give you crap this week for that intro because last time I did and TJ just left. He said, you know what, screw this. Jack can't give me an intro. I'm not going to be on. And he took off. He said it was technical difficulties, but he called me up later on and said, Jack better learn to give a proper intro or I'm never going to be on again. So I had to beg and plead with him to save your ass and for him to come back.
He did. So be glad that I'm back here.
We are. I apologize. I'm working on it.
Eric Hunting in the house saying, Good
evening,
evening, fellas. Yes.
Good evening.
I am glad that you fixed your tech problems, TJ.
Yeah, I don't know what was going on. My computer just like completely shut down on me, and it did the same thing to me tonight. So we're doing this off my iPad. Well, I should say my mom's iPad, not mine.
Nice.
All right, well, welcome back. Third time running, second time officially. Thank you.
Thank you guys for having me. I'm really excited to do what we were supposed to do last week and get down to business.
Yeah, we're pumped that you're back because it's been a couple of years since we've seen you here and a lot's changed since, including your, I don't want to say new persona, but new moniker, the Silver Sniper. Can you tell us where that came from?
Yeah, so, it kind of came from my whole recovery and having to kind of be so, I guess, on point and so precise with all my my physical therapy and what I was doing and what I was eating and what I was focusing on. And it's kind of been my whole life also prior to that, where I felt like growing up, I always had to be perfect at kind of everything to fit in with the guys in my neighborhood who were star athletes and all of that. So it's kind of just, it's the most real version of me that I've ever presented. So.
Right on. I think that, I look at some of the matches you've had just since you've been back, not only like Wrestling Open, but I was standing a few feet away from your match with Anthony Green at Blitzkrieg. That match was amazing. I don't know how you feel about it. If you get a clear sense while the match is happening, or if you go watch it back, but how did you feel about that match?
Oh man. I felt really good about the match during the match. I got rocked. I got like kind of knocked out a little bit. It was pretty late into the match. It was the old twisting neck breaker off the second rope kind of knocked me loopy. So the kind of second half of the match was a little autopilot mode. But I love that match with Anthony. I love wrestling Anthony Green every time I've gotten to wrestle him. That was only the second time we got to do a one-on-one, but I've been in a few like 6-man tags where I've got the team with him, and just working with him is so much fun, and it's so easy because he's so knowledgeable, and he comes into every match with 9 billion ideas ready to go. So putting matches together with him and working with him and just being in the ring with him is one of the easiest things that anybody could probably do, and anybody who has stepped in the ring with them will probably say the exact same thing, that wrestling Anthony Green is one of the most fun and one of the most kind of humbling experiences, because you realize like how bad you actually are when you wrestle him, because that's how good he is.
I mean, just only being a few feet from the ring, as a fan, like I was definitely scared because I know the moment you're talking about, I was standing right there and I thought, oh my God, like that looked really brutal. But you wouldn't really know it by the way you guys continued through the match. And, from your perspective, hearing that, it didn't appear that way to me because you guys were just so smooth and so slick throughout that whole match that, like you said, you just kicked into autopilot and you didn't appear to miss a beat to me. It just felt like the pacing of the match wasn't affected in a negative way.
Yeah, so like sometimes I definitely feel like when you get into that autopilot mode, that sometimes makes the match so much better because you're not so much as thinking about anything. You're just kind of not going through the motion. I don't want to say going through the motions. That's kind of a bad way to put it, but like you kind of just feeling it more than you are thinking about it.
Yeah, right. I mean, I hope to see a rematch again because that match was just so great, and all the stuff you've done at Wrestling Open. I love the fact that you've become a regular there, and I'm really looking forward to your match with Kevin Blackwood at Blitzkrieg Pro, and that's coming up next month.
Yeah, I'm really, really excited to get back in the ring with Blackwood. Real quick, back to Anthony Green. We are now 1-1 in the singles matches we've had, so I definitely think a third match, a rubber match, is due sometime soon. So anybody listening who wants to book Anthony Green versus TJ Crawford 3, you go right ahead. I'm ready to go anytime, anywhere.
Nice. Jeremy might be listening. Rip, you might be listening. Grind, Blitzkrieg.
Never know. But back to Kevin Blackwood. I'm super, super excited that I get to
Oh,
wrestle
we
him
just
at
got a
the
heart. We
next
just got a heart about that. One of them is listening, so they want to see that maybe Anthony himself. And yeah, we're getting comments saying book this match. So you never know. We want
Never know.
props. Yep, blood, sweat, and tears. Hey, Kevin, I know you're watching and listening. Book them. We got a card coming up in February. We're going to be talking about that soon. Get TJ on the card. All right, guys, continue.
Yeah, anytime with Anthony Green. But no, Kevin Blackwood is someone who I'm like really, really excited to get back in the ring with. We wrestled each other, I want to say it was January of 2021. Pretty fresh out of the whole, as we like to call it, the tapings era of professional wrestling. It was like probably one of the last like close set tapings that I did. It was with Violence and Suffering, and me and Kevin I think had such a good match for especially that type of intimate crowd with the kind of just everyone standing around the ring. So I'm excited now to do it on a full show in front of a live audience. You know, on IW. I believe they're doing it on IWTV. I could be wrong on that. I don't know why I promoted that. Like I know things because I don't know anything. But no, I'm so like I said, man, I'm so excited to wrestle Kevin Blackwood. He's absolutely blown up on the independents, and it's gonna mean that much more when I kick his head off.
Perfect. Yeah, that's what we want to see.
That's what everyone wants to see, and that's what I'm gonna give you.
Awesome. Looking forward to that very much. It's interesting too because it like you said, it's almost like a new era in professional wrestling where we are sort of exiting from the pandemic and moving back to hopefully regularly scheduled live shows and less restrictions. And last time you were on, I could be wrong, but I think I was pretty clear that I would have loved to have seen you on AEW, and I still would. And I know that you've been on there, but now that again, this new era where Vince McMahon, in theory, has left the WWE and Triple H is in power, the more I'm watching this new and, in my opinion, greatly bolstered era of WWE, the more I'd love to see you in NXT. And I don't know, again, if that's one of those things that you spend a lot of time thinking about.
I mean, yeah, I would definitely love to go down to NXT. I'd love to go over to AEW. I'd love to go to New Japan, Ring of Honor's little reboot. Yeah, Impact. like any of these major promotions, I'd love to go for. I mean, obviously, working with the WWE and working for NXT, that's always been the dream growing up. Growing up, we all kind of grow up as fans of WWE or WWF or WCW or whatever, and those are kind of the places that we want to be. Uh, but now kind of getting into wrestling, the more I've learned about it, and the more I've kind of branched out of the WWE kind of bubble, the more I'm looking more at options like a New Japan or a Pro Wrestling Noah and getting a chance to work over there. We mentioned Anthony Green earlier on. He's over there in Pro Wrestling Noah, absolutely killing it right now. He's going to get to wrestle in the Tokyo Dome in a couple of weeks. And if I can somehow follow in his footsteps and get a chance to go over there and work over there, to me that's the goal right now. Is as much as I would love to go to an AEW or a WWE, going to like a New Japan or a Pro Wrestling Noah and getting over to wrestle in Japan would probably be my number one goal right now, and what I'm most working towards.
Yeah, I
Would
mean
that
that would
be?
go ahead.
I'm sorry, Jack. Go ahead.
I think that would be incredible. And I mean, especially with a lot of what's been going on lately, it would be outrageous to see you over there. And again, without, saying more than you want to say about it, like, is that something that you can actively pursue? Like, are you able to contact people there and send them clips or send them matches? Or is it one of those things where, like it's obvious, say like Limitless Wrestling, WWE has their eye on them because they seem to scoop up a lot of guys who wear the belt, especially I imagine Alec Price is not going to be long until we see him in NXT as well. But how does that work for you? I mean, I just don't know if that's something that, can you actively pursue that? Be like, hey, I want to come over and do this.
Yeah, I mean, I'd have to kind of, I guess, look more into how to go about sending stuff over that way. Funny story, actually enough, I was supposed to go over and do one of the camps over at the New Japan Dojo in Los Angeles, 2018. Probably like that was pretty close around the time when I first started. Unfortunately, I couldn't make it for personal reasons, and just haven't had the chance to get back in touch with any of those guys to try to get back over there. But I don't want to say never because you never know. I could wake up tomorrow morning with an email from somebody, looking to bring me in for some work. But I guess I do have to do a little bit more research and find out the best ways to go about that. But I know my people. I know I got some good people that I can talk to, I guess. So
I'm sure.
That was going to be my question. It was, do you have a video package out there? Do you have a capability statement out there where someone can look at you and say, okay, let's get him. We know him. We see him online. We see his matches on IWTV. We know what he's capable of. We see him, but what kind of package can he deliver to us? What does he have?
right, no, I could definitely like do the like reasoning behind that and all that, like having all that stuff put together. I'm still waiting on a highlight package. I'm still getting that, like all that stuff ready to go, and I've been seeing a lot of people getting on the website trends and jumping on getting websites and all that stuff. So I'm definitely looking into that and getting the ball rolling on that pretty soon. So I don't have anything quite yet, but it should be all out pretty soon with the United States in the next month or so.
Nice.
Cool.
And it's been great. Like I said, seeing you at Wrestling Open has been amazing because it's kind of like a dream roster in a lot of ways. And in addition to not knowing who's going to be on or in most cases who's facing who, you just don't know who's going to be there. So, and I've said this to other wrestlers before, like Desmond Cole, when I saw him there, I was like, oh my God, like another guy who is like one of my favorites to see live just turns up. And now we got Leo Rush, who's going to be there on Thursday. With Wrestling Open, was that something that did you, again, is one of those things that just kind of happened where they contacted you, or because you're pretty regular on there now?
Yeah, I've gotten the opportunity to work there pretty regularly now. The good part about that is that I happen to live up in New England now, so I live only about 30 minutes away from the White Eagle, so it makes getting there every Thursday pretty easy.
Nice.
But yeah, the Wrestling Open concept is just like, I think one of the coolest things that's been going on in the past year. I sat at home pretty much since Wrestling Open started and watched a lot of my friends rise up the rankings and become not only top guys in the area, but a lot of top guys just on the independents in general. I mean, two guys I can think of just off the top of my head because they're my two best friends in the whole world are the Brick City Boys. Like, I could not be more proud of those two. We sat up for nights 4, 5, 6 in the morning watching wrestling, talking just like talking about like how much we wanted this and how much we wanted to make this our living, and being able to sit home during my injury and watch those two kind of rise and become one of the best tag teams on the independents is like if I had never wrestled a day in my life again after my injury, being able to watch those two absolutely kill it, like I couldn't be happier. They're my two best friends. So
that's so great. I didn't know that. We've been fortunate enough to have them on just last year and gotten to see them all over the place. And it really just feels like they're like, again, some of the best in the Northeast, and to see them blowing up, they're just everywhere. I mean, seeing them at Grind, seeing them at Blood, Sweat and Tears, Wrestling Open, just everywhere has been phenomenal. And they really have grown, because the first time I saw them live at Wrestling Open, I really enjoyed them, but it just felt like something shifted at some point last year. Like, I don't know when it was, but it just felt like whatever it was, something clicked, and those guys are just on fire.
yeah, like I said, I could not be more proud of those two. Those two have put in the work. They've killed it. But enough about those two. We're here to talk about me. I'm done putting them over.
Yeah, they owe you. They owe you big now.
They do owe me big. I was the leader of our little group before I got hurt, so they owe their whole careers to me now.
So let's talk about the injury and the road to recovery. A lot of thanks went out during that. I mean, your mom and dad took care of you when you couldn't walk. I seen the post, and it was on your Instagram page, I believe, right? Yeah, it was on your Instagram page
Yeah.
when you posted that. Um, the support of your mom and dad must have been very humbling. Um, they still support your dream. How do they feel if of your want to go to Japan and work at New Japan, with them not being there to help you if God forbid, get hurt again?
Oh, I mean, it's definitely nerve-wracking for them. I know my mom pretty much refuses to watch any of my matches anymore.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, she yeah, she every match I
Put 'em
have, I
on the
think
spot. I'm sorry.
if she does if she does end up watching a match of mine, she always like calls me immediately afterwards to make sure that I'm like, are you okay? It's like, yeah, your neck's okay? Yes, mom, my neck is okay. Every part of my body is okay. But no, I mean, having my parents like by my side for this recovery and the injury was absolutely incredible. I originally wasn't going to go home to Chicago to be with my parents during my injury. I was planning to actually stay with Aaron Rourke for a couple months. He had offered me to stay by him, which was obviously a little bit closer than going all the way back to Chicago. But I got the surgery out in Chicago, so I figured I might as well stay out there. And honestly, it was the best thing I did. I think it helped me not only in my recovery, like from like physically, but I think mentally it helped me out. Being back home and kind of taking myself completely out of wrestling. Like, I wasn't around anybody from wrestling. Like, obviously I talked to everybody, but I wasn't going to shows. I wasn't, hanging out with anybody from wrestling. I wasn't doing anything that involved wrestling unless it was just watching or thinking about it, I guess. But and I think that was really good for me because that kind of brought me back to why I started doing it in the first place, and it was all because I just absolutely to I loved wrestling and I loved watching wrestling. And I loved I loved being out and performing. So like being back home kind of brought me back to like remembering all those reasons why, because I definitely started to get in like a little like autopilot mode, like kind of complacent with what I was doing when I like before I got hurt. So
All right, we got a question from Eric Hunting. Has TJ ever faced Alec Price? Just feels like it would be a banger.
At Blitzkrieg, as a matter of
many
fact.
times I have faced Sir Alec Price. I wrestled Alec Price in the match that I got hurt. I wrestled Alec Price my second match back from injury. I wrestled Alec Price at MLW back in October, and
Oh, that's right.
that just aired recently this past Thursday. Yeah, I've wrestled Alec Price what just 5, 6 times now. So it would be a banger again if we ran it back. If we did it again, it would still be a banger, and it would probably be a banger the next time after that, and the time after that, and the time after that.
For sure. I mean, I'll never forget that match with you and Alec at Blitzkrieg, just because I remember, like, I don't know what I was expecting from it, but whatever it was, you guys exceeded it. And I remember my son looking at me being like, whoa, like that just happened. And I've seen, like you mentioned, I've seen you against Alec at Wrestling Open, Blitzkrieg Pro, and I could see it every week. If you guys wanted to wrestle every Thursday, like forever, I'd be all about it. I don't think I'd ever get sick of that match.
I would do that. I would do that, no problem. Another one, like an Anthony Green, like just so easy to wrestle, so easy to work with, so easy to be in the ring with, and just so easy to play off of.
Yeah, he's so creative. I mean, I feel like you're a perfect combination with him. And I'll tell you, while we're just talking dream matches, hopefully you can indulge me in this. I would love to see you, of course, win your match at Blitzkrieg next month, because ultimately, I don't know, to my knowledge, you guys have never faced off. I'd like to see you get a title match against the new champion at Blitzkrieg, Andy Brown.
Oh, the Thick Daddy! I would love to step in the ring with Andy Brown. We have been dying for this. So, Blitzkrieg Pro. After I kick Kevin Blackwood's head off, you know where to put me next.
Yeah, I mean, that would be outrageous, because I know they got a show coming up in April. So
They do. They do have a show coming up in April, and I might have a date free.
hey, all right. I like that combination. And on top of that, here's another thing, because like
And
I was, especially over the last week, I was just thinking a lot about like dream matches if I were booking it. And I'm a big fan of Blitzkrieg, as we always talk about, in Pro Wrestling Grind. I mean, you against Jay Freddy. Again, I don't know, but to best of my knowledge, you guys have never fought.
Only time me and Jay Freddy have ever wrestled each other was in a four-way tag match at Test of Strength back in, I think it was, say either it might have been June of 2021. I think I was bald at that time. I
Oh,
freshly shaved my head for some reason. Don't know why. Had no reason behind it. Just came home from work one day and
little
decided I was
throwback.
going to shave my head.
well,
I'll
you
never
know,
do that again. So
you're mentioning all these other champions, but let's not forget another champion here in New England, the BST champion, Lucas Chase, the Cure. I
ooh,
mean, what's your thoughts on Lucas?
I would love to work with Lucas. I think Lucas is really finding himself right now. I know he's doing a lot of work at NEW with BRG and Victorium and my boys, Brick City Boys, and my guy, mwah, the shining dawn of professional wrestling, Jay Haru. So no, I'm
Well,
really enjoying like the work that Lucas and all the guys are doing over there at NEW. So Lucas Chase wants this work. He can come get it anytime.
Yeah. Ooh, that sounds really good.
whoa,
BST, listen up. Yeah.
Kevin? Yeah, I just booked a match for you guys. Don't worry about it. Tell Lucas TJ's coming. All set. Kevin and Harry, they're going to take care of it. You're set.
Well, here's something else, TJ, because I always think of you as a singles wrestler, because the matches for me, my favorite matches you've been in are singles matches. But congratulations are in order for you and Love Doug as the new tag champions at Chaotic. So I don't want to overlook that at all.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate that. Getting to hold the tag championships with my guy Love Doug is something very, very, very special to me, and I'm glad we finally got to beat those finally got to beat the unit after 2 years.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm so psyched about that. And again, to the best of my knowledge, forgive me if I've missed a night, but I don't think you guys have ever teamed up at Wrestling Open, have you?
No, we have not, and
Because they,
probably keep it that way for a little while. I know he's tangled up with Channing Thomas right now,
yeah,
and
yeah.
I'm hanging out with the fancy man. So
Fancy man.
Ryan Clancy. There's like a certain fun element about Wrestling Open. I'm guessing it's for you as much as the fans, because I know that I love going to those shows, and when I see someone come out and not know who they're facing, they usually give you like 2 or 3 matches. But to me, that's extra fun. And I don't want to pull the curtain back too much, but is doing a show like Wrestling Open in terms of, maybe going in knowing who you're booked against or not different for you? Does it make a difference?
no, not necessarily, because I feel like whenever you get out there, you no matter who you're working with, whether you know it or not, you know what you do, they know what they do. The fans just want to see you do what you do, and the fans just want to see them do what they do, and they want to see you guys go. Like, they want to see how the two characters, the two personas, the two I don't know the best way to put it. I guess two characters, best two, like the two characters going at it and what they would do in that scenario, that match scenario, with what they do and what the other guy does. So
Yeah.
I'll walk into that ring completely blind. I have no idea who's even in the building. Doesn't matter to me.
Nice. Here's another quick question. I've never been to a wrestling show in Chicago. I've been to concerts, I've been to comic book conventions, but I've never been to an indie show. What's the scene like there? I'm assuming that you've had plenty of matches where you could contrast it to New England. Like, if you go home to visit family, do you ever try to book yourself there?
I believe me, I've definitely tried. I've definitely tried to get myself booked out in Chicago a little bit more. I've only had the opportunity to work out there once, and that was lucky enough for me for WrestlePro, my home promotion. We got to do a suicide prevention charity event out there, and I got to headline the show, which was pretty cool because like I said, my first time wrestling in my hometown. The first time a lot of my family has ever seen me wrestle. First time all of my friends have ever seen me wrestle. Um, but I didn't know about the indie scene at all when I was growing up. So I used to go to basketball games at the Oak Lawn Pavilion and see posters for Ring of Honor and just completely not even think anything about it. Like, I was like, oh, it's just like a little, like, it's just a signing with some of the names. The names. I'll see those guys when WWE comes to the area. Like, there's no need for me to go to this signing. And then little do I know, like, I could have been watching AJ Styles and Bryan Danielson and all these guys, and who knows, would have maybe have fallen even more in love with wrestling at the time. Um, but
The stars of
yeah, I
today,
mean,
yesterday.
you got some great promotions over there in Chicago and Illinois, just in the Midwest in general. You got Freelance, which is obviously one of the top places. AAW, which is the top place, probably in the Midwest. Black Label Pro, which is usually runs in Crown Point, Indiana. Got to work with them once. Did a pre-show six-man tag. Yeah, six-man tag, which is pretty fun, and would love to get back there soon. But yeah, I mean, the Midwest scene uh, is hot right now. The Northeast is hot right now. I mean, I just think independence in general are pretty hot right now.
Now, have you reached out to these promotions and said, "Hey, you know, get me out there. I want to come back and work with you. Here I am." Or
Oh
does
yeah,
this
I
fall
mean,
into the same trap as New Japan?
no, I mean, it's obviously a little bit easier to get in touch with like more of the like United States promotions and stuff like that. But I mean, I'm not. I've sent emails and all that stuff, so we'll just see, what comes about it.
Okay,
I
I
haven't
I
gotten
have a
anything back yet.
question. All right, I have a question for you. The first time you were on, I never got to ask this question. It's something I've been asking all our guests since you've been on. What was it like for you the first time you walked through Gorilla, first time you walked through the curtain, and saw a fan holding up a sign that was directed toward you, had your name on it, whether it was positive or negative, what was it like the first time you saw someone in the crowd with a sign for you? And do you remember what that sign said?
So I guess this might kind of be cheating, but it was when I was still with the Beach Bums. It was actually our very first match ever as a team on a Russell Pro show. It was the three of us, me, Brody, and Freddie, against Christopher Avery Truling, and Brody had brought his entire family with him, and they all bought our T-shirts and sat in the front row with our shirts on. And it was like I said, it was the first time that the Beach Bums had done a live Russell Pro show, and like even though it was all of like friends and family and stuff like that, seeing like half the crowd decked out in Beach Bums shirts, it was pretty cool for someone who was what 8 months in at that time.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. What's it like today when you walk out?
Well, no one usually gets signs for me.
I'll be there going, TJ, it's me, Lewis.
No, when I see people with like signs or with like a T-shirt on, or come up to me with an 8x10 or a picture that they took me, they want me to sign. It's always like such a cool like experience, and it's such like a reminder that like no matter what, like for some reason this kid loves the fact that you're a professional wrestler and loves the fact that he gets to have your 8x10. Like I could have the worst match of all time. I could be having the absolute worst day. I could be having everything in my life could be going wrong. But if like someone walks up to me with an 8x10 or walks up to me with a picture they want me to sign, like that kind of makes it all worth it. Makes me realize like, all right, well, I may have it bad right now, but at least I'm making somebody happy.
Awesome. Uh-oh.
Oh, man.
It is trivia time. Are you guys ready?
I'm ready.
This week's trivia is brought to you by Alternate Universe LLC in New Haven and Milford. If for all your comic book needs, you can go down to these two stores and ask Eric and the gang if they have any of Jack Purcell's books that he worked on. They are Angry Geeks approved. Just give them a call or find them on your social medias. And once again, that's Ask Eric for any of Jack's books. And just remember, every Wednesday is New Comic Book Day. Now it's time for old school trivia. Who did Jake Roberts face during WrestleMania 2? The question is, who did Jake... No Googling! TJ just
I'm not
jumped up.
Googling. I don't know what's going on.
Who did Jake Roberts face during WrestleMania 2? Pete Doherty, the Duke of Dorchester.
Wow.
Iron Mike Sharp, Tony Gurria, or George Wells?
Wow, this is a tough one, man. Jeez, I think I know who it is, but I'm scared.
Let me pull the question back up.
Yeah.
TJ, he's looking. No.
I'm not looking.
Oh, we got a
I'm not
comment
looking.
already.
My hands are up here.
All right. Who did Jake Roberts face?
I'm disagreeing with Eric. I don't think it's number 4, George Wells. I'm going to say right now, I am disagreeing with that. And I'm going out on a limb here because I believe it was Pete Doherty, the Duke of Dorchester.
Jack, you are wrong. TJ.
Tony Gurria? No, I think it was wrong. I'm terrible at trivia, so.
And the answer is... Guys in the back?
Just tell us.
George Wells.
Oh, what? Eric, you were right.
Sorry to
and, yes, George Wells was the answer. George was beaten by Jake the Snake Roberts in just under 3 minutes. And that was almost
that's
a debut.
why we don't remember it.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
that was the
right.
debut of Damien, where he took Damien out, and George Wells actually spit up this white goo out of his mouth as Damien. Yes, George
What?
George Wells's ring attire was a pair of Adidas long pants with a white stripe running down the
I don't
middle.
remember that at all.
Yeah, it was the third match of WrestleMania 2.
Really?
Yes,
I,
Eric
I,
Hunting once again comes through, and I think Eric actually Googled it, or he has a mind like me.
he's got a lot of knowledge, and
Yes, and no, Eric is one of my favorite viewers and listeners, and
this head ain't just a hat rack, Eric
we're
says.
gonna have another round.
All right, I'm gonna get it this time.
We're going to have another round of trivia this Thursday night as we have another bonus episode of Jack's Faces and Heels podcast. Jack, who's our guest this Thursday night?
We have Alyssa Marino with us. She's been all over the place, ring announcer, commentator, personality. She'll be fun.
And much prettier than you. Anyway, let's get back to TJ.
Sure.
TJ, do you watch The Big Two at all?
The Big Two? No, I don't.
He's talking.
You don't, so you're not ready for the Royal Rumble. I wanted your prediction of the Royal Rumble this week. Of what do you think
I
is
can
going
give
to
a
happen?
prediction of the Royal Rumble.
Okay, what is your prediction?
Well, I mean, the obvious answer right now is to go with Cody Rhodes to win the whole thing, but I'm gonna say that Sami Uso is walking away with the Royal Rumble win this Saturday.
You know, that is the...
And not only is he going to win it, but he's going to do it from the number one spot.
Wow, bold prediction.
Wow. Say that one more time for the camera.
I said that Sami Zayn is going to win the Royal Rumble coming in from the number one spot.
There you go. Okay, Jack.
Wow. Okay, let me just say, I think this is unlikely, but I don't care. I'm throwing it out there. Here's the two people I want to see as surprise guests.
No. You don't get two people.
No, I get two. And here's who they are. It's Will Ospreay and Matt Cardona. I want to see both of them on the Royal Rumble. I think that Cody Rhodes is going to win because The Rock's not going to make it. But if Sami Zayn is going to get a title match, I think it'll be at the March pay-per-view.
Okay, I am going to say, if Jack gets two, TJ, can I have two? Since Jack got two.
I think it's only fair.
Okay, well, thank you very much. The obvious choice is Cody Rhodes. They're pushing Cody. They're pushing Cody. I don't know. I don't know. But I do like TJ's theory of Sami. We just had the trial of Sami, and I'm really digging that. Okay, I am. So my first pick is I'm gonna say Sami. My next one, I'm going to say one of the most popular men in the WWE right now, Bray Wyatt. He's going to be a surprise entry and come in after his match. Yeah, I think so, because Roman has not yet faced him. He smashed everybody, but not Bray Wyatt, and nobody.
SummerSlam. That's SummerSlam.
You think so? I don't know. I don't know. He hasn't faced. He smashed everybody but Bray Wyatt, and I really think it's going to be either Cody or Bray. Bray will beat LA Knight. Let me talk to you, and go straight forward. Eric comes in and says Cody.
See, Eric's always right. I'm with him.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, but I don't know if Will Ospreay is even going to make it, Jack.
What does that mean?
If he's even going to be in the Rumble.
Well, yeah, I think it's a huge long shot, but I want to see him against Seth Rollins at Mania.
I don't even think that's going to happen.
Probably not, but I can dream, all right? So stop squashing my dreams.
Oh, I will always squash your dreams. That's my job. That is my job.
All right, so listen. Moving on from the Rumble, because we only have limited time with TJ, and so TJ, you could tell me if you're bored with this, because when I have a guest like you on, it makes me think. I get into the mode of like Lewis and I were talking about comic books. It's like I start booking these dream matchups where it's like Batman versus Spawn and stuff like that. But there's a company called NGW in Tennessee who I think has a really hot scene in general in Nashville. And there's so many guys there who I would love to see you face off against. And again, most of them I don't think you have, like Facade, like Matt Cross, and Speedball Mike Bailey.
Well, yeah, I would definitely love to wrestle. I mean, all three of those guys. I got to work with Matt Cross in a four-way, a fatal four-way once. That was me, myself, Anthony Bowens, JT Dunn, and Matt Cross. That was back in October of 2019, or November of 2019, actually. But I'd love to wrestle Facade. I mean, I've been obviously somebody's from the New Jersey indie scene, and like I've seen Facade do a lot of stuff over in Pennsylvania, especially up in Jersey and New York. So I've seen him quite a bit. I've definitely had my eye on him for a while. And then Speedball Mike Bailey is at the top of my match list right now. So whoever, I'm going to say it, whoever has the balls to book me versus Speedball Mike Bailey, because we've been asking for it for quite a while now. Not only me, but him too. So if somebody wants to grow a pair, book the damn match. I'm ready.
Yeah, when your balls drop, book it. How about that, Lewis?
I book it now, but Eric comes in and says TJ versus Mike Skyros.
Mike Skyros. I love to wrestle Mike Skyros. I've known Mike for a couple of years, so I definitely love to get in the ring with Mike. I'm surprised we've never wrestled each other with as many shows as we've been on together.
Yeah, no, that would be great. A test of strength. There'd be so many companies that I could see that happening in. Blood, Sweat, and Tears, Grind, Blitzkrieg, Limitless, anywhere. Let's get some booking going, guys. We know you know about the podcast.
Yeah,
Lewis?
Definitely. I can start making phone calls. I'll text Kevin right now. You guys just entertain yourselves.
So TJ, are you based in Rhode Island? Is that your current location?
Yeah, so I'm based out of Rhode Island right now. I'm right on the border of Rhode Island and Massachusetts. So
nice. A little known fact: I used to live in Bristol, Rhode Island, and teach at RISD in Providence. So I have a big place in my heart for Rhode Island.
I'm not too far from Providence. I'm probably about 20 minutes or so.
Nice, awesome. Again, I don't know. I've seen, I guess Beyond is the only show I've seen that I recall seeing in Providence. But I'll stop with the dream matches. I can kind of go on all night with that. But can you talk a little bit about where some of our listeners can see you coming up in the near future? Because I guess, I was talking about the match that I was excited about at Blitzkrieg, but are there any other shows that you can talk about that some of our listeners can scoop up some tickets to see you at?
Yeah, I mean, obviously you can come check me out every Thursday night at Wrestling Open at the White Eagle in Worcester, Massachusetts. After that, I have Chaotic Wrestling coming up on February 3rd. You can go on their Facebook page. The show is called On Thin Ice. You look at the event page, grab tickets there. But the one that I really, really, really want to talk about is one that a lot of people might not be able to make it to, but if they can, it would mean a lot to me. It's February 11th down the Rahway Rec Center for WrestlePro. I'm going to wrestle LSG for the WrestlePro Gold Championship. And I beat him once. I beat him in Chicago. Title wasn't on the line, so I'm going to beat him this time. Take the gold. Bring the gold to the silver. Because the championship's got to come to its rightful owner.
Yeah.
So February 11th. Rahway, New Jersey. Everybody get down there.
All right. February 11th. Well, my girlfriend's son does go to college down there. Maybe I can coordinate that visit. Lewis?
It's going to be a special night.
I'm actually talking to Kevin from BST right now.
Oh,
would you be
are you really?
Yes, I am. TJ, if I could set something up, would you like to talk to Kevin?
If Kevin wants to shoot me a message, I'm all ears.
Okay.
Do it.
I want 1% of whatever's happening.
You get a shout out during the entrance.
Yeah, that's it,
Oh,
Louis.
they always give us a shout out.
That would be phenomenal. All right. So,
Yeah,
the
that's
other thing I
this
was
is what you need. This you need. I tell everybody management, and this I'm moving, shaking. I get things done. That's all.
yeah, you're definitely talking over people. We know that.
The true brain.
So, TJ, the other thing I was thinking about too is it feels to me like the Silver Sniper just has a lot of merchandising possibilities. Do you have any wheels turning around? Like, obviously we're not going to be, doing any styrofoam sniper rifles or anything like that, but some of the mannerisms you were using, like, it made me think, like bow and arrow, maybe a silver something. I just feel like there's something there. It's like the Brick City Boys with those bricks.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely working on some stuff. Like I said, like I said, with the website, with the highlight reel, all that stuff coming in the next month or so, next couple of months. I'm definitely gonna get rolling on some T-shirts and all that, but I'm definitely gonna get some specialized merchandise that's very unique to the Silver Sniper. So
Yeah,
definitely gonna look out for that. Like I said, it's gonna be a little while. A lot of those things are kind of hard to get done, but
Right. Yeah, I could see a lot of really cool things with just silver. Like, silver T-shirt obviously might be crazy, but there's a lot of potential there. Like, I was thinking about just the idea, like, what would I do if I was merchandising TJ Crawford? I could just think, like, there's got to be some way that you could do something that nobody else has at the merch table. So, if you need some ideas, I might throw a message to you. Just throw some thoughts out there.
go right ahead. I'm all ears.
All right. Lewis is still booking over here. What's going on, Lewis?
Okay, TJ, do not go anywhere afterwards. I'm going to set up a call with you and Kevin, the owner of BST.
Sounds good.
Wow, look at this.
Right.
Getting it done.
Yeah, I am getting it done, and now I want 1.5% of everything.
And a half.
Lewis isn't good at math. He won't know. You could just, slide him $1.50.
That's.
Don't.
I said a half. I don't want 3/4. I want a half.
All right. Well, we'll get you what you need.
All right. Well, I'm just getting stuff done.
Well, here's another thing. Like MLW, do you have any plans?
Sorry for being rude, guys.
Do you have any plans to return there? Because a lot of, again, like Lindsay Dorado, we've got, I think Delmy Exo is getting a title match. I believe it's in February. Do you have any plans to go back there? Or is that one of those things you just kind of have to wait until see what happens?
Yeah, it's kind of a wait and see thing right now. I know, like, we did that match probably back in October, and it just aired now. So I know, they tape pretty far in advance. So, I've been keeping in contact, so just kind of a wait and see when dates align and when the best time for me to get back over there is going to be. But I loved working with MOW. I loved the locker room back there. I loved like all the guys that were in the locker room. So MOW was a really cool experience.
Yeah, they have a wide variety in their roster. They got Jacob Fatu, Hammerstone, Lindsay Dorado. There's so much going on that you could sink your teeth into over there.
Yeah, definitely. You mentioned someone like Lindsay Dorado, who took the time out of his day to watch me and Alex match that we had at the MOW taping, and gave us some feedback and a little bit of advice afterwards, which is super helpful, and very grateful for that. So shout out Lindsay Dorado. That's a good brother right there.
Nice. And so here's a thought that I hadn't been thinking. I'm sorry, I'm like so focused on singles matches with you. I guess I'm just kind of stuck there. But like, so if in Chaotic, let's say, next time you're down at Chaotic and you and Love Doug are in the ring, like, what happens if the Brick City Boys show up? Like, are they looking to take the gold? Does that come up?
Why are you trying to start trouble, Jack?
I'm dream matching. That's what I'm doing.
No, don't try and start drama. I'm trying to make deals. You're trying to start drama. What's your problem? What's your deal? This is why he did what he did last week when he ditched you. Don't do that. We got 10 minutes left with this man. I'm trying to set him up with a payday, and you're trying to set him up with drama. Don't do that.
Okay. Sorry.
TJ, I am sorry for the host of
No,
the
it is.
show.
It is okay. It is completely okay because the Brick City Boys are going to get a tag team championship opportunity whenever they feel that they are ready for it. Because, like I said, those are my two best friends in the whole world. Love Doug. That's my tag team partner. That's my boo right there. That's my tag team partner. That's my tag team champion with me.
Okay.
So, if the Brick City Boys want a shot at Shot Through the Heart, they definitely.
And Jack's to blame.
I'll take the
Right.
blame, man, because I just want to see the
I mean,
match.
you could take the blame for it, but they know that they can get it anytime they want. They know that all they have to do, shoot me a text message and say, hey, we want a shot at those tag team championships. Boom, it's done. No problem.
So I guess, when things get sorted out at Wrestling Open with a business that Love Doug has to take care of, I'm just thinking, if I'm recalling the commentators correctly, they stated that if a tag team wins 3 matches, it puts you in line for a match with Miracle Generation. Like, do you think that's something that you would like to see happen in 2023, where you take the gold at Wrestling Open?
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely something I'd love to do, whether that be with Love Doug, whether it be with my new man, Ryan Clancy, or anybody. I mean, I just want to pick up as much gold as I can. Because the silver hair is going to look good with some gold around his waist. I already got one belt. I'm going to need another one.
Yeah, right.
I got 2 belts. You should have it too. I mean, yeah.
I mean, I guess Wrestling Open would be more of the medallions because they have the eliminator, which I've held medallions before. I'm a former WrestlePro Trios medallion holder with the Beach Bums, so I know a little bit about medallions, Miracle Generation, Kylon King, Dustin Waller.
Oh.
They've both beaten me, by the way, so.
If you were in a mixed tag, who would your partner be?
If I don't say this, I might get in trouble. Paris Van Dale.
Okay.
Nice.
I gotta pick my girl, and we've done mixed tags before. Not very successful in mixed tag action, but we have teamed before. So I mean, I can think of no better mixed tag partner than the love of my life and the girl Paris Van Dale.
Okay, now if you were in a mixed match, who would you want to wrestle?
Now we're talking about like dream of all time, or more realistic.
You could choose.
All right, well I'll give one realistic and one all time.
Perfect.
If we're gonna do a mixed tag match, it's gotta be me and Paris Van Dale versus Lita and Edge.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah. But if we're doing it currently, we've talked about this man a few times here on the podcast. It's got to be me and Paris Van Dale versus Ava and Anthony Green.
Ooh, okay.
Wow. Jeez.
Wow, that would be a banger. That would be good.
And Effie and Alley Cat, because y'all keep ducking me and Doug, so I guess the only way I'm going to get you is this mixed tag match.
Wow. So what kind of merch do you have? We haven't talked about the new merch. Yeah.
I only have 8x10s right now. Like I said, I have a few t-shirt designs that I'm just waiting on actually getting the physical shirts.
Okay. I was busy networking for you, and I heard Jack talking about a plastic sniper rifle. Was that true, or?
So, I mean, that was something he was saying not to get, but funny enough, it's something that me and my friends have joked about me doing. Obviously, not able to actually do it because that would be insane. That would be. I mean, like if I was doing more of like the non-family friendly shows, maybe. But
okay, I was texting.
Some of these shows,
I was texting. I was like, "Did they just say sniper rifle?" I was like, "No, just keep texting. Don't stop." Like, yeah, try selling this one to a promoter. Yeah, this merchandise is a sniper rifle. They're like, what? Nope, we'll pass.
No,
Thank you.
get out.
Thank you. So the designs that you're coming up with, are they silver surfer ish? Can you give us a hint on what these t-shirt designs look at? Are they more of a Hitman style? Now, I don't mean Bret Hart, but I'm talking like a sniperish style. What kind of give us a quick maybe glimpse, if you could, of what this merchandise is going to look like.
Yes. So I'm thinking I put one out that has the actual Silver Sniper logo that I had made when I first came back. I have one that's coming soon. It's gonna be I guess you like you said, kind of more Hitman, marksman like kind of style. Maybe a little scope around the eye, something like that.
Cool. Okay.
Like more of like a face. Maybe here. Basically, like paint a picture like this. It's gonna be like my face with a scope around my eye, and then that's about all I'll give you. And there's gonna be other things added with it.
So like a dead shot.
Yeah, I guess like a dead shot. That'd be a good way to put it.
I could see like a cover recreation. Like Lewis, you'll know this. What's the cover of Spider-Man with like the gun sights on it? Do you know the one I'm talking about? I think it was him versus the Punisher. It was like Ramita, Ross Andrew era. Do you know the one I'm talking about? Or maybe I think Punisher's on it. Do you know the one I'm talking about? It's got like the gun sights on it.
Yeah, that's the first appearance of the Punisher.
Oh, okay, because I mean something like that. But if it was TJ, like with like a silver bow and arrow or something like that, I don't know.
Ooh, that would be very cool. Yes,
I'm
I
taking
know
my notes right now, so I know what to do.
Yeah, I'll send you the cover. I should do a sketch of it because that I'm just thinking that would look cool. And instead of black, it would be like silver. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, Lewis is looking.
1 second. Oh no, I'm pulling it up for sure.
Okay.
We'll get it up right here.
Okay, no comment.
No. Dumbass. And
yeah,
right there.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That would be pretty cool.
I do like that.
Yeah, like I obviously you couldn't have Spider-Man, but that kind of design would look cool if like you were on it and there was like a big sniper sight and there have to be some other image there.
Looks like I'm gonna have to send that over to my boy Hot Dog Stark to get working on that.
Yeah, do it.
All right, we're about 2 minutes from the hour. TJ, please tell everyone where they can find you online. You already told everyone where they can see you in the ring next, but please tell everyone where they can find you on the interwebs, on your Instagram, your Facebook, and any other social media accounts.
So you can find me on both Instagram and Twitter at TJC Wrestling. I guess you could follow my TikTok. I don't ever post on there, but I guess I do have it. I believe it's also at TJ Crawford, but I could be wrong on that. Like I said, I don't really use that one as often as I probably should, because TikTok's kind of the new thing. So I should probably jump on that. But I get really bored, and I don't like trying to make it. So maybe I'll just pay somebody to do it for me soon.
That's the way.
I work cheap, as you already know. Jack, please tell everyone where they can get some terrific art for Valentine's Day, because Valentine's Day is coming up. And please tell everyone where they can get that art and where they can find you online.
Okay, and I'm just saying, without spoiling too much, we have the best guest ever for Valentine's Day, like the most perfect guest ever. TJ might even know him. But we are on.
I think I could put my finger on it.
I'm quite sure you can, sir. We've got Faces and Heels podcast on Instagram, Faces and Heels on Facebook, and we're Faces and Heels. And TJ, by the way, I'm friends with you on TikTok. You're one of my 56 people. So you could find us at God, what are we there? Jack Purcell 38. It's just my page, but it's Faces and Heels. So if you're looking on TikTok, check us out there. We've got a picture of TJ right on the latest post, or almost up to 250 likes, Lewis, or 250 views, or whatever it is over there. But you can find me at Jack Purcell Inc. on Facebook and Instagram, and Jack Purcell 38 on TikTok. Lewis, where can we find you?
You can find me every Monday night with my sister from another mister, the one and only That Wonder Woman, Jamie Dolan, and our sidekick, Emily Partington, a.k.a. Quinderella, on the Angry Geek Show. You can find me every Tuesday night right here with my brother from another mother, ink-slinging Jack Purcell, on the Faces and Heels podcast, which you can find both those shows on Pod TV. That's right. Go to your Roku device. Go to your Amazon Fire Stick. Download that app. You know, the app, the Pod TV app, download that, and you can find us on video on demand right there, or you can find us on the live streaming one. Just go to your little thing, click on it, find the TV schedule, then you can see the rebroadcast of us on the live part. Or if you're driving in your car, find your favorite podcast place, you know, Spotify, Google, wherever you want, and you can listen to the audio of us and hear cats like TJ. And then you can like relive this. Or you can watch us on your favorite public access station, Foxborough, South Hadley, Greenfield, wherever you are. If we're on your public access station, watch us. If we're not there, just tell them, hey, I want Faces and Heels. I want the Angry Geeks Network on my public access. And then you know what? We'll be there. And then also you can advertise with us like Alternate Universe, CH Square Collectibles, you know, Cares a Lot Confections. Faces and Heels need some people to advertise with us. So please do that. We'll see you guys Thursday for a special episode. And make sure you find TJ, please. Okay, because he needs to pay me because I'm going to start managing him. And we'll see you guys Thursday. And make sure you check out the Angry Geek Show. You have been watching The Angry Geek Show on Pod TV. Visit our website today. And for guest bookings, email us at theangrygeekshow@gmail.com today.